Deep within the uncharted regions of the Delta Quadrant, the abandoned wreckage of a derelict ship drifted in the cold void. It was ancient, scarred by unknown battles, its blackened hull pocked with gashes. Yet inside something lived, something old, something waiting. The Borg Collective, relentless in their quest for perfection, had detected the anomaly. A cube detached from the nearest transwarp conduit and glided towards the wreck, scanning it with cold precision. No life signs, yet biological material persisted. The directive was clear: investigate, assimilate, improve. Drones transported aboard the derelict, their forms outlined in the eerie green glow of their scanning devices. They moved without fear, without emotion. The corridors were twisted and organic, as if the ship itself had grown, a fusion of metal and flesh. The walls dripped with a viscous substance, and the air was thick with an acrid stench. The lead drone approached a large chamber. Inside, a massive, leathery structure clung to the floor, an egg. The drone reached out, mechanical fingers brushing the surface. The egg stirred. Before the drone could react, a facehugger burst forth, latching onto the drone's face. The drone struggled briefly, but then stilled, its internal systems struggling to make sense of the attack. The drone's body shuddered once, then twice before going still. The Borg, connected through the collective, registered the event. New biological material had been introduced. They adapted quickly. Nanoprobes surged through the infected drone, analyzing, assimilating. Yet, the xenomorph DNA was unlike anything the Borg had encountered. Its purity, its adaptability, its sheer ferocity resisted assimilation. Hours later, the drone rose. His body was twisted, malformed. Black biomechanical armor fused with sleek, organic carapace. It moved differently now, not with the cold precision of a drone, but with a predatory grace. It was something new, something neither wholly Borg nor wholly xenomorph. It was worse. Back aboard the cube, alarms blared. Containment fields failed. The infected drones, now hybrids, tore through the vessel. The Borg fought back with ruthless efficiency, adapting weapons and shielding, but the hybrids were just as quick, their acidic blood melting through bulkheads, their strength overwhelming even the enhanced physiology of Borg drones. The Queen herself observed the unfolding chaos through the hive mind. Fascination flickered in her mechanical thoughts. The xenomorphs represented a form of perfection she had not yet encountered. Not technological, but biological. She decided they would be assimilated no matter the cost. The Queen initiated a protocol rarely used, the deployment of tactical cubes. 3 massive cubes converged on the afflicted vessel, forming a perimeter. Nanoplague bombs were launched, designed to disassemble biological matter at the molecular level. The hybrids adapted, their exoskeletons hardening, their movements becoming even more unpredictable. The hybrids, or xenoborgs as the Queen began to designate them, had a new ability. They could infect other drones. Facehuggers evolved to pierce cybernetic enhancements. Infected drones spawned new hybrids at an exponential rate. A war erupted within the collective. The Borg, ever adaptive, began altering their strategy. Drones were now equipped with flamethrowers, high-intensity plasma rifles, and nanopulse grenades. Tactical cubes deployed suppression fields that interfered with the xenomorphs' acidic properties, neutralizing their blood's corrosive effects temporarily. Despite these efforts, the hybrids evolved again. Their internal structures grew resistant to plasma and fire. They moved through vacuum as easily as through atmosphere, launching assaults on the cube's exteriors, tearing through the hulls with razor-sharp claws and acid-dripping tongues. The Queen, realizing the infection was spreading faster than anticipated, made a desperate move. She transmitted a signal across subspace, calling upon all nearby Borg resources. A fleet of cubes, spheres, and diamond-class vessels descended upon the region, their collective might arrayed against the hybrid threat. The Xenoborgs, however, were not idle. They had commandeered the derelict, transforming it into a grotesque hive ship, pulsing with organic growth and technological augmentation. From it, swarms of facehuggers and adult hybrids launched across the void like living torpedoes, striking Borg vessels with terrifying speed. Each battle was brutal. Entire cubes fell silent, taken over from within as hybrids multiplied. The Queen, deep within her primary unicomplex, calculated a grim probability. If the infection was not contained, the entire collective could fall. The Borg adapted once more. A new class of drone was created, the Purifiers. Heavily armored, carrying quantum disruption cannons and equipped with mobile shielding units, they were the ultimate Borg warriors. Deployed en masse, they boarded compromised ships and began extermination operations. In one sector, Purifiers stormed a hybrid-infested cube. The corridors were a nightmare. Walls pulsating with organic growth, Xenoborgs dropping from ceilings and emerging from floor vents. Plasma cannons roared. Acid sizzled against shields. Screams, mechanical and organic, echoed through the void. A Purifier squad breached the central hive chamber. There, they encountered the source, a Queen Xenoborg, a monstrous fusion of Xenomorph Queen and Borg Queen. She towered over them, sleek and lethal, with a crown of metallic tendrils and a body armored in living metal. The Purifiers opened fire. The Queen shrieked, a sound that rattled the very atoms of the ship. She retaliated, slicing through Purifiers with biomechanical limbs tipped with diamond-hard talons. She moved with horrifying speed, shrugging off blows that would annihilate normal drones. In orbit above, the primary tactical cube initiated a desperate gambit. Self-destruct. Aboard the hybrid hive ship, sensors detected the buildup of energy. The Queen Xenoborg howled in rage and rallied her children. The cube detonated in a brilliant, blinding flash. The shockwave obliterated dozens of ships. The hybrid hive ship was torn asunder, vast sections of it flung into the void. The Queen Xenoborg survived but was grievously wounded. The surviving Borg fleet closed in. Nanite clouds, programmed to consume organic matter, were unleashed. The Queen Xenoborg fought desperately, tearing through Borg ships with her bare claws, but she was weakening. Her blood, acidic and nanite-resistant, began to falter. In the end, it took the combined firepower of 15 cubes and an experimental nanite virus to bring her down. She fell with a final, defiant roar, her body shattering into fragments that burned brightly against the cold backdrop of space. The surviving hybrids, leaderless, scattered. Some were hunted down and destroyed. Others fled into the deep black, hiding among the stars, waiting, adapting. The Borg counted their losses. Thousands of drones lost, dozens of ships destroyed, a sector of space rendered uninhabitable. Yet, within their databases, the genetic material of the Xenomorphs was preserved, studied, and locked away behind the highest security protocols. But deep within a hidden chamber of the primary unicomplex, in a vat of green mist, something stirred. A new embryo, crafted from the fusion of Borg technology and Xenomorph biology, twitched. The Queen, her new body fully restored, watched through cold, calculating eyes. The Xenomorphs had been powerful, dangerous, unassimilable, yet they had been a gift, a new path to perfection. The Queen smiled. Elsewhere, in the depths of the galaxy, remnants of the Xenoborgs began forming their own hives. Without the Queen's guidance, they evolved chaotically, developing new forms. Some grew wings, becoming nightmarish horrors capable of interstellar flight. Others developed telepathic abilities, able to interfere with Borg communications. In one distant system, a fledgling Xenoborg hive encountered a small Borg scout ship. Instead of destroying it, the hybrids studied it, adapted it, repaired it. The hybrid queen that emerged from that hive was unlike anything before. A being of pure instinct and calculated intellect, blending xenomorph savagery with Borg strategy. She launched expeditions seeking out new worlds, new species. The Borg, realizing too late, understood. They had not assimilated the xenomorphs. The xenomorphs had, in their own way, infected the Borg. A new war loomed on the horizon, not just for the Borg, not just for the xenomorphs, but for the entire galaxy. The shadows between the stars trembled as ancient, forgotten powers awakened, drawn by the conflict. In darkened corners of the universe, species long thought extinct watched with wary eyes, sensing the birth of something terrible, something inevitable. The xenomorphs were no longer just biological nightmares. The Borg were no longer just technological tyrants. Together, they were something worse, something perfect, and perfection in any form was the deadliest threat of all.